insectival beyond a doubt. Also, they had what we call the moon metal. Their houses, practically everything they used, are made of that. It must have been an accident. In cooling, the moon spewed this new alloy upon its surface. Yes, it looks like porcelain, but it's as hard as steel. It has strange vibrations. They had musical instruments, although they may have produced tingling vibrations instead of sound. When these people saw that all was lost, they retreated here and closed the cave. For over 1,000 years, theirs was an economy of death and rottenness. Mushrooms and toadstools were their food. Banks of rotting mushrooms made their light. Also, it appears they had some rocks which gave out a dim glow. Even their dead went to feed the mushrooms. And so they lived. With time on their hands, they covered the walls with paintings. Also, we think they may have developed their music to a high degree, though we may never know about that. Then their water and air gave out, and they died. Good heavens, Odin thought. What a cold-blooded obituary for any race. And so, Wolden, the scientist continued, it has worked out well. We were lucky to find this spot. We fashioned the 2 doors first, for the cave was open when we reached it. I think a meteor must have crashed here long after these people died. After that, it was easy to build the lights and draw moisture and air from the rocks. We have struck a balance now. I said all along it could be done. If you would escape the constant interference from those ruffians above us... Odin, I beg your pardon. Odin always resented these cracks at his people, so he ignored the request by asking another question. But how did you do all this in so short a time? Those vines look like they have been growing for years. Just as they do in Alaska during the growing season, we kept our suns burning all the time. Soon we may be able to afford both day and night. But not yet. And after that, the scientist went on, we were able to get back to your work on the time-space continuum. We have made some wonderful advances. I would like to show you, but Gunnar and Odin, I am boring you.
Wouldn't you care to look at the new lake? Wolden urged.
I can take a hint, Gunnar grumbled. Nobody wants a fighting man about until the swords are flashing. As Odin and Gunnar went down the front steps of the tower, they met the girl Nia. She was swinging the bowling ball-shaped satchel at her side. When they greeted her, Odin felt that he could hold back his curiosity no longer. "Are you a bowler, Miss Nia?" he asked. "A bowler?" Then she laughed a silvery laugh. "Oh, no. This is an invention of mine. My father and I were working on it. He died in the tunnel when it was flooded." For a second her dark eyes appeared infinitely sad. Then she laughed again. "But it is not perfected. It may not ever be perfected now. I thought that perhaps Wolden and Gor might help me with it." Gunnar muttered some words that might roughly be interpreted as "fat chance," and he and Odin left the girl on the steps. As they walked around the little lake, which was as smooth as a mirror, Gunnar explained. "Her mother was cousin to Maya's mother. You know how the Brons number their kin to the 7th generation. Her father was one of the scientists. A brilliant man, but a poor provider. However, he died nobly. Remember, Nose King, Nia's branch of the family is a strange group. They have done brilliant things, but they have thought up some harebrained schemes too. As I said before, she is also kin to Grim Hagen." Another day had passed. The voyagers had been summoned to a council hall within the tower. A screen was set up for the convenience of those who had been left upon the nebula. Wolden arose to speak. "My friends, a troubled question has entered my mind. As you know, I am a man of peace. My entire life has been spent in developing theories upon what I call this subject before me. I had thought it to be something that could be developed within 3 generations, if we were left at peace. But we were not left at peace, and I accepted your decision that we go forth into space and find Grim Hagen. But now I have learned new things. This discovery of the moon metal has advanced my work by 50 years. Gor here has advanced it farther. We are upon the brink of perfecting my life's work. Now, I ask to be relieved of command. Look, you have my son Ato. A much better commander than I could ever be. Let me stay here with my work, I beg of you." So the votes were taken. Following a century-old ritual, Wolden was relieved of command and Ato was given his place. Hours later, Gunnar and Odin sat with Ato in his quarters, making some last-minute decisions. There was a knock at the door. Wolden entered, carrying a strange-looking slughorn that glimmered like mother of pearl. "I want you to take this with you," he begged his son. "It is made of moon metal. I think I know its secret now. A vibration that defies a vacuum. I hope to perfect my work, but I may not. Here." He offered the tiny horn to his son. "Blow it if you need me. It is soundless, but it defies time and space just as my work does. I carry a ring to match it. I may not succeed, but blow it when you need me, son. And if I can, I'll be there." Tears were in the eyes of both when Ato took the slughorn from his father. End of chapter 7.